Hello, this is Vampire, and for this video I'm here to talk about something from my past. It brings back a lot of good memories for me, and hopefully you'll enjoy. So I'm going to talk about this. This is a graphic novel, right? Meaning that it's basically a comic book, as you can see. It's a graphic novel called Roninhood of the 47 Samurai. And it's actually signed by Mr. Jeff Amano. His name is on here. This is by Image Comics, and his name, Amano, is listed here along with three other gentlemen. Okay, but I know he took part in a big part of making this, and he's done a bunch of other graphic novels as well. Well, it's signed by Mr. Amano because this is a very interesting story. When I was training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at Carlos Machado's place up in Dallas, I was a regular student there, and one day, Mr. Amano, Jeff comes in, and he has a very likable, glowing type of personality. This guy, he's an older gentleman, and he shows up, and I was like, who is this guy? And he's not a very big guy. I'm not a big guy, and Jeff, I remember, was he was shorter than me. He was more compact than me, but in excellent shape. Let me tell you, when I get to his age, and if I'm half the shape that he is in, I'd be very, very happy. So the guy's in phenomenal shape, and I remember at the time I was training. And one of my specialties, I was really working on the quarter guard, half guard, this type of thing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he was working on the spider guard, things of that nature, and he was really very agile, if I remember correctly. The guy was like Spider-Man, he was very fast to take your back, and he had martial arts background prior to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If I'm not mistaken, he was actually teaching martial arts over in Hawaii, and then he decided to pursue Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because he felt it was so effective. So he started doing that, and it's very interesting because in the back right here, there's a little comment from him and the other authors in here as well. And at the very end it says BJJ all the way, so very Jeff-like, but yeah, the guy was basically my classmate. We trained hard together, and I remember there was another guy who was actually a cop, and the three of us, we became kind of like the three musketeers together, and we also got promoted together to our blue belt. So that was really, really a very nice experience that we had together. We'd kind of look after each other's backs and talk about, did you roll with this guy? Man, was this guy really hard? Or this guy was a spazzer? Or so we kind of look after each other, kind of like that, and we would trade DVDs and stuff, instructional DVDs, and just practice techniques together. He was definitely a very technical. Working with him, I was never fearful that he was going to hurt me or ego was in the way, that he was trying to win. He wasn't like that at all. He was just, his competitive nature was not malicious in any way. Very, very nice guy. Very nice guy, like I said. And okay, so let me go on to this right here. This graphic novel, Roninhood of the 47 Samurai, is very interesting, and he has done this with a couple of other titles that he has done. Basically what it is he combined two classic stories and put them together, which I think is very interesting. So in this one, basically you get Robin Hood, obviously the classic tale of Robin Hood, combine that with the actual real-life historical story about the 47 Samurai, and you put that together, and you get this interesting retake of the story. For those of you that are not really familiar with, let's say, the 47 Samurai story, the cool thing is the historical info is actually in here. There's an excerpt in here that says Ronin Hood, the real story, and then it does a little bit of Q&A where it's like, is the story of Ronin Hood true? What is Chushingura? What really happened in 1701? And it goes into some details like that. So that's very, very cool. you know, so the story itself basically takes place in, feudal Japan, medieval Japan era, and you have obviously, like the Robin Hood uh, story sprinkled on it. So you got samurais and ninjas, or yeah, they're all, yeah, there's actually ninjas in here. Samurais and ninjas running around in a very familiar type of storytelling. But then they also put in Code of the Samurai and stuff. And because Jeff was also practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at the time, there's actually at least one scene that I recognize in here that was a grappling move that was put in, because there's a lot of fight scenes in here. So I recognize a knee bar, which is a grappling move. So that's pretty cool. Uh, so definitely, it's a good read, and also I like that it covers actual real life historical information, and just combining two classic tales together. Some even, I don't even know if there's actual historical uh, proof about Robin Hood being possibly true. I don't know. King Arthur, I know, what was it, Discovery Channel or National Geographic did a really good job trying to talk about the real King Arthur and stuff. But Robin Hood, I haven't done much other than enjoy the many different versions of the film. But, you know, definitely a very fresh idea to combine two classic tales. Like I said, he's done that with a bunch of other of his graphic novels, so check him out.